All right, hey guys, happy Friday and another Phoebus review for you guys today. Now, I put these two Apollo watches side by side. The one here on the left-hand side, that's the original version that came out last year in full titanium. It is hardened coated titanium case on the watch. This one here is a brand new issue that came out in March of last month, 2022, and this is their new rendition of the Apollo, this one being made in full 316L stainless steel. Very much the similarities are obvious. You look at the watches right away, you can see the case is exactly the same, besides the fact that the newer version is a left-hand drive model. Also, you can see the bezel is the same, the insert is the same. The bracelet links and everything are actually both, let me go ahead and back this out a little bit, are exactly the same also. This one obviously just being a lot heavier because it's in titanium, but you can see they're made exactly the same way. So now I've done a full review of this watch here, so I will put up a review link down below in the description if you're interested in this one. Now, I don't think there's any of these available anymore at the website. Phoibos does make their watches in small batches, so if you see something here on the channel that you're interested in, you should probably jump on it pretty quickly. And just a reminder, use code OFD10 at checkout and get a 10% discount on any watch at the Phoibos website. But I'll leave a link for the review of this watch here down below in the description. Now, I want to talk about this one. Now, one thing I'll note is I could not find the actual weight at the Phoibos website, and I don't have a scale here at the house to actually weigh the watch, but I can tell you it's probably, 2/3 heavier than the titanium version, which you would expect in a stainless steel watch, but really neat watch here. Now, big difference is the dial layout on this watch. One thing you'll notice right off is this is a no-date model. The other model was running an NH35 movement. This is running the Seiko NH38, which is great because it's a true no-date movement, meaning you don't have any ghost position here on the stem where you would have that date complication. So good move, Phoibos, for putting the NH38 in this watch. The dial is awesome on this watch. Now I'm going to get it up here closer so we can look at that because it's really, really impressive. You've got a step dial, as you guys can see here, stepped heavily down to the center. The Phoibos logo up there at 12 o'clock painted on, and your automatic 200 meters. But it's also a sandwich dial. You can see it's cut out, so you've got your lume layer down underneath at each of those indices points, which is super, super cool. Also, you've got the Arabics at the 3, 6, and 9 position. Big arrow up here at the 12 o'clock. I also wanted to note the north, east, south, and west here on the at the 15-minute marks. I think that's kind of different, kind of interesting. And because it's the Apollo, it's a moon watch, or not a moon watch, but kind of a tribute to a moon watch. I think that's fitting that you have those compass, readings on there. Case on it is all brushed, very similar to the original model. Let me back this back out here again. Whoop. A little too far. But yeah, all brushed, as you'd expect, kind of a tool watch, tool-looking watch. The bracelet itself is all brushed. Now, one thing I wanted to mention on the bracelet, there's absolutely no taper here. You've got a 22mm lug opening on the watch, and there's no taper. So that is something I'd like to see a little bit more refinement in this bracelet. It does kind of feel like more of an off-the-shelf bracelet. But so I told you the lug openings. Now I'm holding it upside down because of the left-hand drive here. But I told you the lug openings are 22. But overall, the watch itself, you got a 41mm case from side to side. 48 lug tip to lug tip, but I will note you have male in links on this thing, which make it stick out quite a bit more. You're more at like 53 that way, but the case is curved nicely so it fits. But and then you've got about 13mm of thickness. Let me actually verify that here real quick. I've got my caliper sitting over here, and I thought I measured 13. Well, that's incorrect. Let's get that reset there. All right. Yep, 13mm of thickness. So, but very cool watch. I love the left-hand drive look on this. I mean, all this new gibberish and talk out there about the new Rolex GMT with the left-hand drive. I don't know. Do you guys think it's going to be a real thing or not? I don't know. I'm not really too thrilled with any pictures or renditions I've seen of it, but left-hand drive's kind of fun. This reminds me a lot of the Citizen NY00 series watches with that left-hand drive crown over there. The crown is signed with the Phoibos Kraken, as you guys can see there. And we'll go ahead and open the clasp assembly. No diver's extension on this 200-meter diver. But just like the original, you do have the little Apollo guy there, a little rocket man on the back, which I think is awesome. I haven't pulled the sticker off this one yet, but looks pretty cool. I love that case back. But yeah, I mean, the watches really, to me, are very similar. You have a lot more going on the dial with the original version. I think that's what kind of threw a lot of people off. These indices are incredible. As you guys know, Phoibos watches all have tons of lume. This is 15 layers of BGW9. And this is a combination. So I'm actually, when we do the lume shot, make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to light up both these watches so you guys can see how good Phoibos is at doing their loom. But let's go ahead and get the new one here, the Apollo 2 as I'm calling it, on my 7-inch wrist, and then be sure to stick around in the video for that loom shot. All right, so here's the watch on my 7-inch wrist. The 8 o'clock crown, the left-hand drive, is an absolute pleasure to wear. As you guys can see as I bend my wrist, no bother there. And being in this 8 o'clock position, it's not up here on your wrist, kind of rubbing at the center of the upper hand of your wrist, which would really bother me, to be honest with you. I've worn a Pelagos like that, the left-hand drive Pelagos, and I wasn't really thrilled with the way that felt. But this fits really well. It is a full stainless steel watch, so it's big, it's hefty, and even with that, you know, these male in links, as you guys can see here, the watch fits my wrist really, really well. 13 millimeters of thickness for a 200-meter diver isn't that bad. Now, one thing I didn't do is give you guys the bezel action. And like any Phoibos I've ever had, it is very nice and crisp. 120 click, as you guys can see. And it's going to be a little hard on the wrist to get that dead on, but let's get it there. There we go. But 120 click, and the insert is a ceramic insert. And it's kind of brushed, as you guys can tell. It's not really flashy or shiny or anything like that. And the 5-minute marks all the way around in the Arabics. But looks good. Let's go ahead and dim the lights and check out the loom. Actually, I forgot to mention, I'm actually wearing the Kraken today on my wrist. So we'll go ahead and light all 3 of these watches up. I'll put the new Phoibos Apollo in the middle, but we'll light them all up here. Give me a second, guys. All right, so these watches are incredible. You know what? I forgot to mention the hands on this watch. And do you guys think that's like a big Breguet style hour hand with that big circle on it and stuff? I think it's really, really cool. And as you guys will see, it really glows very nicely. All of Phoibos watches do. Sapphire crystals on all of these watches, air coating on the underside of the crystals. But you'll see, you know, Phoibos watches, impressive glow. Like I said, I think all of these watches are running at least 15 layers of loom. And as you guys can see, they run different variations of the loom. So we'll bring them up here so you guys can see. Let's do this one first since it's our review watch today. This is the new Apollo. You can see heavily applied to that bezel insert also. And I traveled with this watch last week, and it's a pleasure. I like to wear a watch to sleep. And this left-hand drive, huge difference to wear a watch to sleep like that. And the loom, just insane. Just no problem telling the time. Obviously, with the handset that's on this watch, it makes it very, very legible. Let's check out the first iteration of the Apollo. This one's pretty wild. You have some different loom colors going on here. You can see that green loom there in the middle, and also the BGW9 on the insert there. A little more light hidden this one, so it's not glowing quite as much. And then, of course, the Kraken. It's got all kinds of loom all over it too. So, but beautiful watches, guys. This is the new Apollo. Remember, if you guys are interested in getting a new Phoibos watch in your life, I'll leave links down below to the Phoibos website. And, you know, if there's something over there you like, I'm saying jump on it right now. There's a bunch of different colorways of this available right now at the website. These are 320 up to 350 for the all loom dial. And if you use code OFD10 at checkout, you're going to get $32 to $35 discount. So it's going to make it a super affordable watch for you at that price point. And don't wait, because they will go away and then you'll get grumpy because they're going to be hard to find, hard to get. You might pay over retail. So, all right, guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you're not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Thanks, guys.